The emperor is in love with his daughter-in-law. The crown prince is in love with his stepmother. These secrets, I am the only one in the entire imperial palace who knows them, because I am deaf. Of course, I am only pretending. I am the deposed crown princess of the Eastern Palace. 3 years ago, my father, the prime minister, fell from power, and I fell with him, going from the crown princess to an abandoned woman of the Eastern Palace. Using a severe illness as an excuse, I simply pretended to be deaf and mute. I thought I would finally get some peace and quiet, but to my surprise, this bunch of royal eccentrics actually treated me as a safe trash can to dump their secrets into. One by one, they came to pour their hearts out to me. Sigh. The very first one to visit me was the new crown princess who climbed over me to get to the top, Su Ning.
Luo Qinghan, so you finally met your downfall. You used to be so arrogant to everyone. Who would have thought you'd end up like this, deaf in both ears and unable to speak? If I were you, I would have hanged myself by now.
Go ahead and curse me. You practically have the words, petty person in power, written on your face.
Forget it. Why am I arguing with a deaf person? But it's no wonder you were so annoying back then. It's not surprising at all. Being the crown princess is simply not a job for a human being.
And so it begins.
Tell me. His Majesty is so wise and mighty. So how did the crown prince he fathered turn out to be such a useless fool? When it comes to archery, His Majesty hits the bullseye every single time. Yet the crown prince misses the target every single time. He is truly a useless piece of trash.
Well, Su Ning, so you stayed awake all night out of sheer anger, just because the crown prince missed his targets?
Why is it that the one I married is the crown prince, and not His Majesty? He was born before I was. What's wrong with you? You can hear?
I'm doomed. It's my first time playing deaf. I have no experience. She's definitely going to kill me.
It's just a bug. Look how scared you are. You're getting more and more cowardly. Bring her a fresh bowl of medicine.
She actually likes the emperor. Su Ning. You must be starving, come to think of it. No wonder Su Ning, with her outstanding family background, insisted on marrying the crown prince, even after he already had a primary wife. If all of this was to get closer to His Majesty, then it makes sense. The crown prince is 20, and His Majesty is 36. 10 years ago, the youngest daughter of Duke Su was mugged on her way out, and it was His Majesty, before his ascension, who saved her on his way. To digest this massive gossip about His Majesty and his daughter-in-law, it took me the whole night. Is Su Ning's mouth a sieve? She dares to say anything out loud. Does she think my entire clan's lives are cheap? Calm down, Luo Qinghan. The current you, even if the crown prince dies right in front of you, must remain completely unfazed.
Qinghan. I am truly so tired.
You are the crown prince, living in luxury every day. What the hell do you have to be tired of?
How could Imperial father, how could he have designs on his own daughter-in-law?
Oh my god, what a mind-blowing piece of gossip. Calm down. So, what if Su Ning and His Majesty have mutual feelings for each other? At most, it's just an ethical drama. Hold it together.
Imperial father used your father-in-law's crime to strip you of your title as consort, wanting you to change your identity and enter the palace to serve him.
Wait. It's me? Oh no. The emperor is coming for me.
Father used your father's conviction to strip you of your consort title, hoping to give you a new identity so you could enter the palace to serve him.
Wait, the daughter-in-law. Is me? Oh no. The emperor is coming for me.
Fortunately, Qinghan, your illness is known to the whole world, so father gave up on the idea.
Useless trash. You can't even protect your ex-wife. What good are you?
What a pity. I love noble consort Su in my heart, yet I cannot speak of it.
I'm numb. Completely numb. Your father fancies his daughter-in-law, and you covet noble consort Su. Is there something wrong with your family?
Qinghan, can you really not hear anything? I also hope my beloved consort truly cannot hear. Otherwise, I would have to part with my love. Humph. They say handwriting reveals one's state of mind. If she were feigning deafness, her brushstrokes would surely be unsettled. My beloved consort's state of mind is too peaceful. It seems she is truly deaf.
Nonsense. I swapped it while you were busy weeping. You didn't even notice. How foolish. That was close. It was almost game over for me. My hands were shaking so badly just now. What on earth did I write? The original text is, whether with form or without form. The original text is, the Heart Sutra. The original text is, the Tathagata speaks of the foremost Paramitha. Oh, help me if this thing is kept. Even executing my entire clan wouldn't be enough. Burn it. I must burn it. After 3 months of being tormented by the Crown Prince and Su Ning in turns, I forced myself to learn sign language. Heir apparent. Watch the steps.
I can walk by myself.
That is Ning Chuan, the only son of Princess Ning Yuan, and the Crown Prince's cousin. It is said that to avoid being forced into marriage, he specifically came here to relax. He lives right next door to me. I originally suspected he was also faking it, but that fall looked really painful. Forget it. I can't bear to watch.
No need. Please let me walk by myself. My lady. Wait. Please let me.
No need to thank me.
Who is this, lady? Am I the one who is deaf? Since you do not wish to speak to me, my lady, then so be it. I am Ning Chuan. I am sure we will have the chance to meet again.
This Ning Chuan. Is he really faking his blindness? Based on my months of experience gathering gossip, I have a feeling there is some major gossip about him. To prove whether Ning Chuan is faking blindness or not, I don't believe. I can't test it out. Hiss, this reaction, this smile. Back up, back up. Oh no, I backed up too much. Help.
Sister-in-law, are you alright?
From the moment I fell into the water to when he caught me, it took barely 3 breaths. Even if the Crown Prince, who isn't blind, were right next to me, he couldn't have saved me that quickly. Who does Ning Chuan think he is? Hua Manlu? Wait a minute, what was this guy looking at just now? It seems Ning Chuan has a good reason to pretend to be blind. Those eyes of his have really seen too many things they shouldn't have. Just like how I have heard too many things I shouldn't have.
So, sister-in-law isn't deaf after all.
Oh my god.
It seems you're not mute either.
Damn it, where is my knife?
Tada. Is sister-in-law looking for this?
Looking for your sister. Since you already know my secret, I can't let you live.
You're in such a hurry to silence me. But I'm actually curious about what you heard from the Crown Prince.
I also want to know what you saw from the princess. Unlucky people really do attract each other.
My father, the Marquis of Yong'an, has a preference for men. He hasn't spared a single guard, servant, or page in the estate. I saw it with my own eyes.
The Crown Prince has his eyes on noble consort Su. The Crown Princess has a secret crush on the Emperor. I heard it with my own ears.
My mother, Grand Princess Ning Yuan, only loves women. During the Crown Prince's wedding, she saw you once, and has been obsessed with you ever since.
What a coincidence. The Emperor also lusts after me. The father, the son, and the aunt have quite a consistent taste. Grand Princess Ning Yuan, you didn't spare me either.
I am not the biological son of the princess and the marquis. I was adopted by them.
My father is impotent, and my mother cuckolded him. Su Ning and I are half-sisters.
Ha! I regret coming here. If I hadn't come, at most I'd have gotten styes in my eyes. But now that I'm here, my whole family is going to die.
So why did you come to the Eastern Palace to clear your head back then?
Because I realized the Marquis of Yong'an was looking at me in a stranger and stranger way.
How about we run away?
But the Crown Prince.
Wait, the Crown Prince is here. Quick, find a place to hide. I know the sound of his path-clearing guards all too well. We can't escape.
Why is it acceptable for the father, but not for the son? Imperial father is already old.
Listen to that. Anyone who didn't know better would think the Crown Prince is plotting a rebellion. Ningchuan is still hiding under the bed. I hope he doesn't make a sound in his excitement and get himself killed.
What kind of chastity is noble consort Su pretending to have? Does he think I don't know? He's still thinking about that man who died 16 years ago?
So he was talking about the late Crown Prince, the current emperor's eldest brother. If he hadn't died in an accident back then, the throne would never have fallen to the current emperor.
I had painstakingly planned this for 3 years, but suddenly, a cousin popped out of nowhere.
Cousin?
Who can tell me? Why in noble consort Su's palace there is a hidden portrait of my cousin and his belt?
The Crown Prince is crazy. Why would noble consort Su have Ningchuan's belt?
Who's there?
No, please. Thank goodness. This life-saving little thing turned out to be just a mouse.
Don't be afraid, my love.
He comforted me smoothly, but his mind wasn't on me at all. The lingering gloom was still swirling in his eyes. Come out. They're gone.
It's not mine. That belt really isn't mine. I really can't clear my name. That belt is a relic the late Crown Prince AI wore when he went hunting back then.
The belt, the portrait, noble consort Su, Crown Prince AI, and the cousin. This also involves an old case from 16 years ago. I'm afraid it's not that simple. An old case from 16 years ago. What secret is actually hidden there?
The Empress has arrived.
Stop explaining. Hurry, leave. This one is an even bigger deal. She actually didn't bring any attendants. Looks like there's major gossip today.
Everyone says His Majesty is wise and mighty, but who knew he'd already be useless at 36? He looks quite robust, but it turns out it's all an act. The Deep Palace is so lonely. If it weren't for little Chi, I really wouldn't know how to get through these endless nights.
I thought I was prepared for anything, but she blew the roof off the moment she spoke.
Qinghan, you are a pitiful soul too, but thanks to you, I was able to notice him.
How did I end up being the subject of my own gossip?
His Majesty loves to roleplay with his consorts in private. He made me play you. And eunuch Chi play the Crown Prince while he played himself, forcing himself upon us. But as we kept playing, little Chi and I actually ended up like this.
What on earth is going on? If this gets out, every head in the palace will roll.
What are you thinking about so intently? Rise. Just remember what I said. The palace banquet in half a month. Don't forget about it.
Palace banquet? Won't all the main characters of this drama be there that day? What if I can't help but let something slip? No way. I have to find an excuse to play sick and not go.
Lord Shaoqi, where are you off to?
Lord Shaoqi. Your Highness. He is the director of palace servants. Could you please call him Lord Director? If anyone hears you calling him that, it will cause huge trouble.
Greetings, Your Highness.
An hour. He's finally out.
What on earth is going on? What do you mean, what is going on? What is going on?
You don't need to say it 3 times.
Because they kissed 3 times right in front of me.
Don't use the word kiss. It terrifies me to hear it.
Fine. So the Empress used her tongue to passionately lock lips with the director on his lower lip, and did it 3 times.
Maybe you saw it wrong. Or maybe the Empress did it by accident.
Is that even possible? Then the Empress tore off the director's belt, slapped his bare skin 5 times, and then pulled out a jade piece to press against his, doing so for half an hour, and finally told me they were just admiring jade. Was all of that an accident?
I'm trying hard to fill in the blanks, but I'm finding this game is way too dangerous. I'd rather go admire jade with Ningchuan.
How on earth do you survive living like this? One sentence gets 3 generations executed, and the next gets 9 generations wiped out. How many families do you have to lose?
Listen to me. Let's just give up on living. Tell my mother that I'm a coward. We sat opposite each other and pondered for a long time. It felt like we could see right to the end of this road. At worst, we'll end up at the execution ground. He'll be sliced to pieces, and I'll be torn apart by carriages. Looking on the bright side, maybe he'll just be castrated, and I'll hang myself with a silk cord. Damn it. Can my one little life really take this much?
Luo Qinghan, you're right. We should run away. But before we escape, we must find a way to get through the palace banquet.
If we really can't escape, I'll just poison everyone with rat poison. Whoever dies first is the rat. The day of the palace banquet finally arrived. Everyone was there. Grand Princess Ning Yuan, Marquis Anil. Not a single one was missing. I couldn't speak, nor could I hear the command to rise, so I just knelt there obediently, like a tree, with its roots firmly planted in the ground. I absolutely must not look up. If I saw the old emperor's passionate gaze, I would definitely throw up on the spot. After all, there are 3 things a person cannot hide: a cough, poverty, and disgust.
Gigi, greetings. Greetings.
He can't see, yet he's still forcing himself to push through. Actually, my heart was trembling too.
How pitiful. These 2 children, they are truly so pitiful. Heaven have mercy, their hands are still trembling.
Good. This way. The Emperor and the Crown Prince shouldn't suspect that Ning Chuan and I are faking it.
His Majesty is too much. He knows Qinghan is ill and fears strangers, yet he still made her attend the palace banquet.
It is precisely because she fears strangers that she needs to come out more to meet distinguished guests to dispel her sickly energy.
Are you kidding me? All along the way, there were no distinguished guests, only bad people. Su Ning is looking at the Emperor. The Emperor is looking at me. Then I will look at the Crown Prince. Brother, why are you turning your head blindly? Go back and look again.
Your Highness.
Heir apparent, please sit down.
The romantic connection is finally made. It's connected. This is truly... Wait, no. Why am I getting excited about this?
Although you have been deposed, you are still family. What are your plans for the future? I do not wish for you to waste the rest of your life in the Eastern Palace.
Your Majesty.
Not bad. After all, they are mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. I can make the decision to send you back to the Luo family to reunite with your parents.
That is not what I meant.
If the lady has no such desire, why keep her imprisoned in the deep palace? Father, what do you think?
Heir apparent Ning Chuan, is your life in the palace satisfactory?
Thank you for your concern, Your Highness.
Grand Princess Ning Yuan, I believe. If the heir apparent does not wish to marry so early, there is no need to force him.
Her ladyship the noble consort is correct.
Yes, her ladyship is right.
Splendid. Truly splendid.
What is going on?
Your Majesty, just now, when I was pouring wine for the Marquis touched my hand. Ah!
Eat faster.
Don't look at me. Don't ask me. I'll just keep eating.
Marquis Anil, how dare you?
He is merely a eunuch. Why is Her Majesty the Queen making such a fuss?
The Marquis also said for me to wait in the empty room of the neighboring palace.
Marquis Anil, you have utterly disgraced my Imperial sister. What is your defense?
Your Majesty, do you think the princess herself is clean? She fools around with her maids in her room. She is not clean either. She even said that not being able to have a beauty like Luo Qinghan is the greatest regret of her life.
Wait, you just blurted that out so casually? Thank goodness I'm deaf.
Nonsense.
Your Majesty. Ah!
Nobody move.
Go.
This way.
We're not waiting anymore. Today is the day. Let's escape.
Escape, but right now outside. Keep close to me.
Don't worry, I've arranged everything. The moment we leave the palace, a fire will break out at the Eastern Palace. It will draw everyone over there. We will leave from here amidst the chaos, and then fake our deaths.
Arson? Will it implicate?
It won't implicate your entire family. I promise.
My lords, this servant can only accompany you this far. Her Highness said, one of you is the child of an old friend, and the other is her own flesh and blood. For both of you to be safe and well after leaving the palace is the best reward for her.
Grand Tutor. Fortunately, I did not fail my mission.
Your Highness has suffered. The great net has been drawn. Please accompany this old minister to a high place to watch the show.
Until this very moment, I suddenly realized Noble Consort Su, Ning Chuan, my father, and even Director Chi, they had set up a grand game of chess long ago. Am I on the chessboard too?
Get in the carriage.
No wonder back then, my father, risking the Emperor's suspicion, insisted on stuffing me, a deaf-mute useless person, into the Eastern Palace. It turns out even my act of pretending to be deaf and mute was within his calculations. The intelligence I usually heard and saw. Did you use all of it?
Those things you heard and saw were already worth 1,000 pieces of gold. We merely put them where they ought to be used.
It seems the intelligence I gathered by gossiping and watching the drama had long been turned by Ning Chuan and my father into a murderous blade.
When the world is about to change hands, what is most feared is not weapons, but desire and ugliness. Letting them tear each other apart is the cleanest way.
It turns out those seemingly absurd daily gossips were all fuses they secretly fueled, all to make these throne snatchers slaughter each other.
It is safe here. Within 3 days, don't show your face.
Will they really all fall into the trap?
They will.
Report news from the front line.
Over the next 3 days, the spies delivered a steady stream of massive gossip from the front line, leaving me absolutely astounded.
First, Marquis Anil committed a breach of etiquette before the Emperor, offending the Lord Director and slandering Grand Princess Ningyuan.
The Emperor was furious.
Drag him away. Throw him into the Imperial prison.
What about Grand Princess Ningyuan?
The princess was implicated by him and ordered to reflect on her actions behind closed doors.
The first piece of firewood has been added.
That night, Director Chi took the initiative to present himself before the Emperor. The Emperor had just woken up not long ago and was still weak.
This subject is guilty. This subject and the Empress have had an affair for many years. Every place, every time, this subject remembers them all. If punishment is to be meted out, this subject confesses.
You.
By imperial decree, depose the Empress and banish her to the cold palace.
Director Chi actually pushed himself onto the chopping block with his own hands.
He didn't push himself. He pushed the Empress. Some people have long since stopped wanting to live in the past.
That fire in the Eastern Palace.
You only need to remember that the brighter the fire burns, the cleaner the dark corners will become.
Right after that, on the second day,
Speak.
the Crown Princess entered the inner court to tend to the Crown Prince's illness. Although the Emperor was hemiplegic, he still forced the Crown Princess into his bedchamber.
I suddenly realized we didn't actually escape. We were placed in the best seats in the house to watch them, one by one, collapse according to the script.
Your Majesty, I belong to the Eastern Palace.
Come here.
You.
Your Highness, I.
How dare Imperial father touch someone from my eastern palace?
Right there at the dragon bed, the crown prince turned against the emperor.
Was this also part of your calculation?
Since the situation has reached this point, he was bound to snap.
The human heart is least tolerant of humiliation, especially the crown prince's.
In a fit of rage, the crown prince staged a rebellion. Some within the Imperial Guard responded. The crown prince drew his sword and committed patricide.
Rebel, rebellious son.
You were the first to violate the rules of our ancestors.
Unable to withstand the successive blows, the emperor died on the spot. He really killed the emperor.
The play has reached its climax.
The play is not over yet.
On the third day, noble consort Su attended court in the name of the Empress Dowager. Using her grand eunuch, she controlled the inner court and imperial decrees. She produced the military tally prepared long ago to mobilize the troops of the capital region.
The Crown Prince's rebel forces were completely suppressed outside the Meridian Gate.
Outside the Meridian Gate, the rebels have been cleared. The situation in the city is fully settled.
In just 3 short days, the dust has settled.
3 days are quite enough.
We welcome the orphaned heir of the late Crown Prince. We request Prince Li Chongming to return to the palace and take charge of the overall situation.
Li Chongming, the orphan of the late Crown Prince? So, I once thought, the portrait in noble consort Su's palace was of Ningchuan. I didn't expect it to be the late Crown Prince.
The blood debt from 16 years ago is to be settled today.
The blood debt from 16 years ago is finally, today, being collected back with interest?
Rise. Prepare to return to the palace.
This subject obeys your decree.
Although the rebellion has been suppressed, the fire has spread to civilian houses. I suddenly feel like I can't swallow these melon seeds anymore.
Qinghan, look at this world. Look at what a mess they have made of it.
Listen to me. This mess, we have to take care of it. Why is Gigi here? Back then, this little creature we protected from the Crown Prince's sword is now witnessing the collapse of the old dynasty with us. From now on, we can no longer play deaf and mute and just stand by as onlookers, because this time, what we face is no longer just personal love and hatred, but the common people and all living souls under heaven.